Whoopsh. Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome. There we go. Welcome to the What If Deku was the destroyer. That's spelt with or destroyer. Or I can never say his name properly, so I'm sorry. So, but that's okay because it's just this intro. So, and if you guys don't know who he is, he's the guy from Max Steel TV show where he was once human like you and I, who was ever watching this. And then he basically gets like punched or no. Actually he was trying to steal from the one of the main villains of the Max Steel TV show. But then the Ultraling ends up basically fusing into his body, and it's a lot complicated than that. So, yeah. So I took it one step further. There. And I changed the designs of some characters, and I also changed the backstory. So, and I'm also adding new creatures into it and new modes. And I'm also adding Zumi into this what if after she won't be like the other ones where the he had to or where both of them were born at the same time kind of deal. With that out of the way, let's jump right into the what if. So Zuko been born, and he's basically was born or he had a lot of friends. I'm just gonna use this image. So he had a lot of friends before. So like age of 4 or no, at age of 3 years old, he met Kosuke Bakugo and the her that soon she actually reason why she was being friends with him was that actually she actually fell in love with him. Where, yeah, the basically she had a humongous crush on him. And reason why I'm not doing pictures of him and her together is because some of it's just be super weird and type of vibes. So, without, yeah. So, so then at age of 4, and I forgot to mention, Inko has or she was working with under someone, and the guy was basically a businessman that loves to see some experiments, things, and stuff like that. Well, was so, and he was a kind man, too. So, sorry. So he was a kind man, and he loves kids. So when Zuko and him always got along great, and plus, so then Inko did her experiments, and Zuko did, like, basically hangs out with her boss, and yeah. The But one day, or so after the quirk doctor's thing, at age of 4, you know how it is. Quirk doctor tells Zuko that he's quirkless and he can't become a hero and all that stuff. And so then, but there was only 2 people, or should I say, so his family actually didn't care because normally in these videos that I make, usually usually they care about the quirk people instead of quirkless people. So yeah, so the family accepts him as a quirkless person, but they respect him as a yeah. So then yeah. Sorry if I'm making you sick. So yeah. But then Bakugo, or so his friends, like, Bakugo was, like, bullies him through most of his life. And the everyone else except for his beloved, yeah, her. So I know how to say it. It's just I don't know how to pronounce it correctly on the first try. I know who she is. She's I always call her the illusion girl because of the every time she's like breathes out this mist, yeah, it causes illusions and all that stuff. So yeah, so she ends up like, she didn't actually care if he was quirkless or quirked hurt person. She actually she still hangs out with him. So then yeah. So then yeah. Yeah. So then, and Inko's his boss, or like basically Inko's his boss, like at her work. He didn't care if he was, or if Zuko was quirkless. Has him as a best friend, or sees him as his own children. So that's at the lab. It's very high tech lab. But one day, Zuko looks over, and he sees one of the villains, or no, one of the scientists was stealing the bull substance from, as he told the boss, is that normal? Looks like someone's trying to steal the substance from your, as he points to it as the guy, no, that's not normal. As he says, as he looks at the villain, he asks him, what are you doing? As he, your friend, or no, he actually told Zuko, like, he literally told him to, or actually, yeah. So let's say a couple days, or like, say one night, Zuko got left at the office because he wanted to be like friends, or he hangs out with many of the experiments things, and but then out of nowhere there was a, yeah, there was a scientist that was staying overnight. As he went and asked, as the guy turns around, pulls out the gun on Zuko, as Zuko dodged the attack, as the side of his stomach was now got shot off. As he says, or as Zuko says, why are you doing this? I'm not a real, or I'm the scientist, but someone paid me to steal these two vials over there, right behind me. As now, I don't need them anymore, so I have enough. So then he pushes both vials onto the floor, right in, like, basically, and they don't mix. But then the explosion happens, and then as no one else was in office because of, yeah, but the lab was destroyed as Zuko, everybody's shocked. As Inko remembers, she just now remembered she just remembered why Zuko, or who she left. She didn't mean to leave, like, basically Zuko behind. She just forgot. But then when she heard of the lab accident, and then the, yeah, so she basically found out that her own brother, or no, her own son got killed in that accident. That's what she thought it happened. But then so they found the dead body of the science guy. His dead body was exploded. Oh, did. like pieces of him um as the the they saw his backpack, or no, his Zuko's green jacket was at his, yeah, at his green jacket. That, yeah. But Zuko, I'm just gonna use this, but Zuko, no, survived. When he woke up, man, oh man. He went from looking like, he looked like he, so let's say that he was at age of 5, so yeah. So he went from looking like a kid to a man that could destroy the world, kind. And so when he woke up, um, he looks around. He woke up in the sewer with no memory of what happened. And, like, he had amnesia from. But when he looks at his side, he sees it's like something. It's like he woke up from a nightmare into another nightmare. So, yeah. So then he stops and hears a crocodile in the sewer. He turns around and the crocodile was hungry. And it climbed to Zuko. It was about to devour him. So the basically when Zuko activates his powers, or his powers automatically activated before, it did the same thing what this guy did, but in like, so the crocodile that was about to munch on him got killed. And then his powers activated. It turns him into a bigger version of crocodile. And no, I'm not talking about One Piece type of crocodile. I'm talking about his size was basically the, here, hold on, One Piece. Uh, Not that one. I know I'm not shopping for dang shoes. Give me a minute to. Oh wait, that's anime. I'm an animal. So yeah. I'm trying to find the right size for it. So yeah, the crocodile was, yeah, I'll just use this one. So yeah, that's how big the Zuku's crocodile is. I try to make it more accurate to it. So yeah. But with, he has red crystals instead of purple. Herbal crystals. So yeah. So then he finds his way out of the sewer, and they went down into the salt waters of Japan, and he swam around. He he looks around and he sees a surfer was just doing his business, and the he basically saw. I'm just gonna use his crocodile form. So Zuko, you know, saw basically a crocodile, or no, he saw a shark was swimming up to him, the surfer, like, is ready to attack. So then, all for one, or so before the surfer even got a chance to, or no, before the shark even had a chance to, like, munch on a innocent civilian, Zuko, like, basically swam up to the shark and grabs him by the, or he used his powers to literally get turned into a shark. And sadly, I don't have the picture of him as a shark yet. So just imagine a red crystals forming on the shark's body. So Zuko, so the surfer didn't know what just happened, and so then the, yeah. Sorry, I was just itching my head. So he swam to the abandoned island. As he transforms back, or he transforms into his or his back to his original form. If I could find this stupid thing. Hold on. There we go. So as he, but he looks at his neck, and, like, say, or he, like, puts his hand right on his neck, just feel anything that, because he was expecting him to have a normal, like, basically neck, like a human. But when he touched his neck, he didn't feel his own neck. He felt the basically a shark's or fish's, like, necks, basically, like the, whatchamacallits, water breathers, basically. I I don't remember what it's called. So Zuko has them, and he looks as he didn't realize that his tail was literally was a crocodile's tail. Like if we move this part, yeah, like that. I'll just use the drawing version. So that's what he has. The tail that is, yeah. So he travels around. But one of the creatures, like alien monsters that he had, was actually, or one of the serums that the scientist or dead scientist pushed outside was actually had a little bit of a electric shark form. Yeah. So he gets turned into that and then back into, so he does like the weirdest stuff. Like he actually battled against a bear and won. And like he became a bear. He absorbed plants. He absorbed anything that was on the island. That includes spiders and anything else that I could think of. But one day he fell into the void. Or, no, not a void. I meant the. He fell into a cavern. And he looks around and he sees these dinosaur bones. Or, actually, he turns and he sees. Sees. Sorry. And yeah, I don't know why that's and two there. So yeah. So yeah. Basically, I'm trying to find a picture of him holding. You already seen it, but yeah, there it is. So yeah, so Zuko found a a basically a mosquito in the cavern, as it was not just an ordinary mosquito that you could just find in the basically in from Jurassic Park. Basically, I was trying to word it so that you guys understand. So yeah, Zuko, what does he do? he wants to keep it in. So, but he ends up using his powers, and he becomes a T-Rex. Like, basically this type of T-Rex. But with red and instead of purple. It looked like he murdered somebody. Not really. So, yeah. So Zuko ends up looking at basically, he looks around, but his presence has not gone unnoticed. All for One showed up to the island, and where is it? Where is it? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where? Sorry. So, yeah, All for One shows up on his island, and he tells All for One that the he, what do you want? I want to help you, Zuko. As all, or so Zuko actually gave him a name of extinction. So the extinction is not a. I was trying to come up with a good name for him, but please don't actually take it literally, but just imagine that scenario. So when Zuko tells, or so my name is the executioner, or no, extinction. Why? I have a proposition for you. How do you feel about joining the League of Villains? What's in it for me? You'll get all the all the humans, or no, actually, he basically tells Zuko that you'll get all the animal DNA as you want, but exchange you'll go join my League of Villains. And so he says sure, and so then he gets off the island, and yeah. So, yeah, so then Zuko comes back to Japan, and he secretly, that no one even knows that he was there. And so, couple missions that he did to prove that he's more suited than, yeah. So, All Might All for One gave him a full case full of, like, basically every animal that he obtained from the most dangerous one, like world's most dangerous, eh, to, yeah, to the least dangerous one. Of the century. So yeah. So then, yeah. Sorry if I'm yawning or not on my A game because I just woke up like at 8:15. I did not realize it because of how tired I was. So then now let's continue the so yeah. So he had a full case of animals and all of so he absorbs them one at a time so that yeah he goes from he transforms from a saber-tooth tiger to a normal tiger to like every other animal in existence. So yeah, so then he joins the USJ fight and the yeah so and he joins USJ attack and he didn't or so they did not need him to who to be like yeah so Zuko actually ends up battling or so there was only the villains and him that showed up and all for one actually told Zuko or no Shrakusen says let's see what you got friend and I'm making Shrakusen a little bit more friendly than in canon so yeah and I also forgot to say that I kind of changed her class from class 1S or whatever to class 1A. So she's in class 1A. Hey. So she's basically is wondering who this guy is. As he didn't realize it until like basically but he didn't or Zuko actually didn't attack her. He attacked everyone else except for her. Um, yeah, so yeah. Zuko actually named everybody else. So yeah. Everybody else tells him or no, she actually gets reminded when Zuko how sometimes he goes for Bakugo instead of her to like play around with. As she could sense it in the villain's heart. And so, yeah, he has a mutation quirk. Oh, I'm not just any normal mutation. As he says to Razorhead, I can do way more than just be a mutant. And similar to, or your friend, as he looks over at Bakugo, oh, goes, yes, I know your friend died. Or actually, he wasn't afraid to use Zuku's name because he is still Zuku, but he doesn't even recognize as himself anymore. Like he used to be you know, the powerhouse. Or he used to. So he transforms into he turns into the tiger and like runs right up to to Bakugo home specifically, and he was about to like put his paw up, and he was about to slice right through slice right through slice right through Bakugo, and but then of course she stands in his way as he stops his attack. And from a few inches from her face, as he as he turn or as he walks around her, or he gets recalled back to, as she's still stunned, he stops his attack from harming me. As she's trying to figure out who this man is, because he did not know, or she did not know who he was. So a time skip to All Might versus All for One. And you might be wondering what happened to Hero Killer Stain. Well, Hero Killer Stain got eaten by Zuku, or should I say execution, or no, extinction. And so, yeah, before. And so, when Zuko tells himself that yeah, sorry. So yeah. So then a couple of days, or so, during the time skip, she's been away, or so she lost one sleep. But then when she looked at him, him, or but then she realized, as she had tears coming down her face. She literally had tears come down her face as she realized who it was. The Then she says his name, Zuko Midoriya, is that man. And she couldn't not bear, like, basically how he, or how she can't believe that her own boyfriend got turned into a monster. So then, yeah, when Zuko tells her, or so, so then, yeah, but she kept it a secret. But in reality, every time Zuko comes out, or actually, she walks up to Inko, and, like, you're out. Is it after school? Yeah. The, the, I figured out something that really bothered me. That would be, as Inko says, well, it might be a hunch, but USJ was attacked. Yeah. By, actually, one of the attackers that was attacking USJ was called the extinction. And he basically tells extinction, or no, she basically tells her, this is what my thought process is. What if we, as he says, what if he was the same Zuko as us, or that we all know and love? Wait, you're saying that my son is still alive? Yes. As his own. So, tell me what happened that day. Well, I went home and I forgot him. But when I heard the explosion, and he died from explosion, and we found his favorite jacket. And so the thing is, when she was taking, or no, she actually took a selfie with, or no, picture of the entire USJ. But during the exact same time, Zuko, or when first, and when she took a picture of someone actually, or she accidentally take a picture of a person that was standing at the USJ thing, and it was of him just standing there menacingly, as he says, "Ah, an honored guest have arrived." And so then So then so she actually shows Inko the. This is what he probably looks like. And when Inko saw that, she thought. Her first thought was that she wants to meet him. Like, because she actually, deep down, she still believes that Zuko's still alive. Survived the explosion. And so then, so now get to the good part where All Might versus All for One. And so All Might was down. I keep doing that for some stupid reason. And so at age of 5, by the way, I forgot to mention, after Zuko died, Aang, she actually gave birth to his young sister, to Zuko's young sister, called Zumi Midoriya. So she was young. So, yeah, all that stuff. But then, out of nowhere,
Here's some season 1 episode
1. Okay, sorry. So, that just freaked me out. Yeah. So then so it was like basically, yeah. Zuko was, So Zumi was 4 years younger than her brother. So basically, he was at age of 5, and she was at age of 1. But then the time goes on, she basically was the youngest. So like, Zuko was now 15, and she is at age of because there's a 4 years gaps. She's 11 years old. So then, and so this guy ends up trying to figure out why Zuko. Like, he literally tries to figure out why Zuko, or why he's still trying to figure out, are these cases connected somehow? And the couple years ago, Zuko, or we lost a child during the explosion, and then the All for One versus All Might. So then, So now All Might versus All for One. All Might was down, but not out, of course. But then the All for One, or any last words? Yeah. The what happened to Zuko that day? And what happened to that scientist that you hired? The one that betrayed? Well, they were, you don't know. They actually, or as he says, you don't know. Oh, that the, what happened was the explosion. The scientist ends up giving him the opportunity. Like, basically, he could have just taken the full vials, but what do you get when you mix them both? Cause explosions. So, yeah. So and what happened to All Might, or no, actually, All Might says, or no, All for One says, but it was truly caused by me, where I'm the only one that could be him. As Zuko was there, or Extinction, should I say, because, yeah, Extinction told, or said, you did that? You hired the, that scientist guy to kill, or to steal these formula that Inko said, or was experimenting on? Yes. It's the same one that you know. Oh, don't you, Zuko Midoriya? Or actually, he says, or actually, Zuko, or All for One, just revealed the identity of the Extinction, confirmed his, by saying, yes, Zuko, it's the same one that turns you into a freak show, into a monster. As Zuko's is, when everyone heard that, I'm just gonna, where is that stupid image? So when everyone heard that the Extinction was Zuko Midoriya, the same one that was, so, so yeah. So then the Bakugo couldn't believe that his own friend was still alive after all this time. And so when he thought his friend was killed. So, yeah. So Zuko evolved, as he says, my friend, as he basically, he basically because everybody told him that he's quirkless, useless, and all that stuff. Well, Zuko is like, now, oh, you're trying to kill my favorite idol, as he tells as he tells All for One. And so Zuko transforms into a more of a monster than a human. As like what you see on your screen, he has a snake head, a black cobra, and he has a scorpion arm, and his tail is the scorpion tail. He has the black gorilla arm. He has dinosaur legs. He has, like, basically wings of a dragon. As he grabs All for One and, like, basically, as Zuko was basically punching All for One around like a little rag doll. And he was about to kill him. With a scorpion tail. Oh. As he turns. So after he killed All for One, and then I had no desire of fighting any of you. But now, as Zuko's head starts to, like, the amnesia worn off. So when he remembered what it was, like, as he was like, he was so mad that even, and so All for One, in his final moments, he did pull the trigger and he released the rocket to just, or actually it didn't destroy, it actually did something opposite. It will turn people into what he is, to not feel so alone and abandoned. So what does Zuko do? He ends up, he gets turned into a spider. And he landed right on the machine, or the rocket, and he finds out where it is. As he turns his, like, the spider head into, like, the upper half of him, where he used his hand to pry open the box thing, and he finds the evolution of animals. As he pulls it out real slow, and he cut some wires so that to keep him from ever being, So, yeah. Zuko, who jumps off as he, like, the explosion. So, yeah, he grabbed the xeno or the evolved animal thing and also the blue turbo energy. That, yeah, and he basically saves everyone from getting turned into him. As he basically, yeah, he basically comes out of the water as he looks up, as he's happy that his parents were, or he was still standing. After what he went through, everybody's like, dang, Zuko, are you doing okay? Yeah. I just need to recover from it. As he gives both of those, here, hang them. And so he collapsed on the floor. Where everything, yeah. So, yeah, he collapsed. And when he woke up, and he had a machine gun aimed right at his chest, and so that if he does transform into a monster, then all for one, or then the machine gun will be shot right at him. But he had no intentions of it, of escaping. So yeah, Zuko looks over at the first when Inko and her boss. I said Inko and her boss heard that Zuko's still alive. They went right towards the hospital where he was at. And she actually hugged her own son because she could not believe that her own son had to or survived the explosion. And her boss says, "Don't worry, Zuko. We will find a cure to this mutation." Yeah. It's not my. As he starts questioning his life choices, as he rubs his eyes, he had no intentions of being a villain, anyways. All he wanted to be a hero, just like All Might, Endeavor, rest of them. But then the trader, as Inko's his boss, let's say Frank, or Frankie, should I say, says, that trader kept stealing stuff from us. We didn't have any proof that he's been stealing from us until you tried to stop him and he blew up the entire lab. Right? Yeah. That's right. The I tried to also save his life from it too. But as he blames himself, oh, because he blames himself so much, as even his own, or so the detective knows that it's not your fault. The the government agrees that no kid should ever be left behind like that ever again. And because we all know that you're still alive, Zuko, so and so Nezu actually tells Zuko that Nezu, Neze, tells Zuko that he can become a hero with those powers. And he says, sure. He, yeah. So then he becomes a hero. Like, he literally becomes a pro hero. And so the time skip to All Might versus All for, or no, time skip to between Overhauled arc and getting cured. So the oh so the so Inko creates a cure that's been so Zuko drank it, and as his body reduced back to normal, they thought he thought Inko killed him by, but then a hand comes out of the pool of blood, picking himself up. As they could see Zuko's they see him him but they didn't realize that he still has the same powers, but no longer looking like a monster. So he's no longer looking like a freak show that he was 5 minutes ago. So when Zuko, whose monster form, or he's trying to walk without his, or because how much pain it was, he's still trying to figure out. As Inko, who hangs onto his hands to like helps him walk, you know? Because he's still like disoriented, like basically his head is not, or he is himself, but it's just he doesn't even know what to do. It's, yeah, because he felt like he was everything. So yeah. So basically he walks, but then when the girl, or his girlfriend, and comes up, like hugs him, and yeah, and she says, "I like you anyways." Is Zuko, and so she ends up like basically they've been dating for a long time, and of course now a time skip to, or so overhaul thing him, or so the pool of blood that he got, or that he left behind, actually became a second version of himself. But instead of the, it's like his dark side just took control. But he still has feelings of Zuko Midori, or he still has feelings for some love for her. So, yeah. So then all that other stuff, and yeah. So then yeah. So Zuko, or so the monster form of Zuko was getting himself killed to not be so angry with himself. So, yeah, All Might versus All for One. And, or so, yeah. So, he actually gets married, and had 2 kids. They both have animal quirks that are illusion, or it's called illusion animals of flames. So, yeah, then the Zuko's sister, the Zumi, was now the, so was at age of 13. Or, because she's like basically 4 years younger than, or she's actually 14, if you really think about it. Yeah. And so she goes, and she still hangs out with her brother, and he still has his original powers, but he can turn into, or he could either turn full into them or do like half breeds. Like he could turn his left arm into a lobster claw and all that stuff. Yeah. He, when he goes ultimate form of him, he turns into a chimera. Yeah. All that stuff. So, yeah. So then yeah, so now this is the end of the What If. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and this is a question for all of you. Do you guys want me to do a What If Deku was an Ultraling? Similar to him. It's similar to Yeah, but there won't be any Mackinac or anything like that. So yeah. So peace out, Cub Scouts, and have a good night or day. Depends on the time zones. Peace.